So welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me. Go ahead and find a comfortable seat and just let the eyes float closed when you've arrived. Take a really deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Take another deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Just start to take some really conscious deep breaths in and out through the nose, sealing off the lips. Doing your best here to really come into the present moment. So I, for myself, have been noticing that especially about the last week or so, I'm having a really challenging time staying present, and especially when I'm just kind of like doing stuff around my house or going for a walk. I'm just going into the future and my mind is really struggling to stay present. So I've been personally working on that a whole lot within my own practice. I want to share a little bit of writing with you, and this is by Judith Hanson Lassiter, who is an amazing senior yoga teacher. And she writes, "Practice can be understood as a willingness to return to the reality of this very moment. That is, to observe with dispassion and clarity exactly what is right now. Does this moment call for silence or for answers? Is the person in front of me asking for information or the reassurance of my love? Am I reacting from fear or from necessity? Obviously, there's no guarantee that I am correct, but relying on paying attention to the thoughts and sensations of the moment will give me a chance to respond to life less from my patterns of defense and more from integrity." So I invite you, as you practice, to see if you can tune into the present moment, the breath, the physical sensations. What is it that this moment is asking of you, as opposed to how do I approach this moment or this pose with all of my past baggage and all of my preconceptions and expectations and assumptions? And can we simply drop into the present moment, into the breath, and be present with integrity, as opposed to being present with all of our habitual patterns, right? Far easier said than done, but that shall be our practice for today. Bringing the hands into prayer at the heart center. Lightly lift the heart up toward the thumbs, opening with 3 ohms together. Om. Breathing in the vibrations of Om, letting everything else go. The eyes float open, interlace the fingers, and just make some figure 8s with your wrists. Get those joints warmed up and moving. Without thinking about it, reverse the direction of the figure 8s. It will likely not be a figure 8, and that is okay. And let that go. Just shake the wrists and the hands out, coming onto your hands and knees, stacking the shoulders right over the wrists, hips over the knees. Inhale for cow, tuck the toes under, lift the gaze, tip the tailbone up. Exhale for cat, untuck the toes, rounding chin to chest, navel to spine. Inhaling for cow, tuck the toes under, hammock the abdomen down. Exhaling for cat, untuck the toes, really press into the tops of the feet and all 10 fingerprints. Inhaling for cow, opening wide across the collarbones. Exhaling for cat, rounding low back, mid back, and upper back. Coming to a neutral spine, tuck your toes under and then just hover the knees about an inch off the mat, starting to build a little bit of heat in the core. Inhaling for cow, keep those knees hovering. Exhaling for cat, really draw navel up toward the spine. Inhaling for cow, opening wide across the chest. Exhaling for cat, round, round, round. Inhaling for cow, downward dog as you exhale. Inhale forward to plank pose right away. Measure where the hands and the feet need to be, and then press back to your downward dog. Inhale forward to plank, moving with the breath right away. Downward dog as you exhale. Gaze right between your big toes. Inhaling forward to plank. Stay here as you exhale. Take one more breath in, and then lower the knees, the chest, and the chin. Baby cobra, scoop the heart forward and up, hug those elbows in. Press back to child's pose, hips to the heels, big toes touch, knees are just as wide as they need to be. Take a moment here, really grounded. Drop into the breath, drop into the body. Check in if there's a thought that keeps surfacing. There's a distraction that's pulling you out of this moment. Can you, for just this breath, stay really present and really grounded right here, right now? Extend a little bit longer through the arms. Press into the palms, lift the hips, tuck the toes under, coming into your downward dog once again. And then just start to pedal through the feet here, sending one heel closer to the ground and then the other. Maybe you shake the head out a little bit. Maybe you sway the hips or spiral the torso. Just see what feels good for you in this moment. No judging, no preconceived notions, no assumptions. Really dropping into the sensations of the breath and the body. What does this moment ask for right here, right now? Inhale the right leg up, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Try to kick that left seat with your right heel. And then lengthen the right leg long, square the hips off, knee to the nose, get the shoulders right over your wrists, three-legged dog. Reach that right leg long behind you. Step the right foot between your thumbs, physically scoop it up. Take a second step if you need to. Deep breath in here, get a little bit longer through the spine. And then as you exhale, lower that left knee down, untuck the toes, climb the hands up to the top of the right thigh. Actively shift those hips a little bit farther forward and down, and then press into the hands to lift up out of the waist, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Reach the arms up to frame your face. Inhale, shrug the shoulders all the way up. Exhale, drop the shoulders, circle the arms back behind you and then down to the mat. Tuck your left toes under, lift the left knee and thigh. Step back to your downward dog, backs of the thighs press toward the back edge of your mat. Inhaling forward to plank pose, gaze past the top edge of the mat. Downward dog as you exhale, soften through the tops of the shoulders and the jaw. Inhale forward to plank. Downward dog as you exhale. Try to initiate from the low abdominal muscles. Inhale forward to plank. Stay here as you exhale. Actively press the mat away with the hands. And then lower knees, chest, chin. Baby cobra, scoop the heart forward and up, press into the tops of the feet. Downward dog as you exhale, spreading the fingers and the toes nice and wide. Inhale your left leg up, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Try to firm up through the front of your right thigh and drop that right heel closer to the ground. Lengthen the left leg long, square the hips off. Knee to the nose, shoulders come right over the wrists, three-legged dog. Step that left foot between your thumbs. Again, physically scoop it up. Take another step if you need to. Deep breath in here. Try to get longer through the back body. As you exhale, lower that right knee down. Untuck the toes. Climb the hands up to the top of the left thigh. And again, really shift the hips forward and down, especially so that you're not just on top of that right kneecap. Press into the hands to lift up out of the waist and then reach the arms up to frame your face. Inhale, shrug those shoulders all the way up to the ears. Exhale, drop the shoulders. Circle the arms back behind you and then down to the mat. Tuck your right toes under, lift that right knee and thigh. Step back to your downward dog. Relax through the jaw. Truly let all the breath go, emptying out completely. Inhaling forward to plank. Get the shoulders right over your wrists. Downward dog. As you exhale, pike those sit bones up and back. Inhaling forward to plank. Downward dog as you exhale. Inhaling forward to plank. Stay here as you exhale. Take one more breath in. And then lower the knees, the chest and the chin. Baby cobra, scooping the heart forward and up. Keep hugging those elbows in. Downward dog as you exhale. Let all the breath go. Feel the opposition of the sit bones lifting up and the heels dropping down. Notice the sensation of your breath in your body right now. Notice the physical sensations of your downward dog right now. Don't check out just because you've been here hundreds, if not thousands, or even millions of times before. What is this moment asking for? How do you show up for yourself in this moment? Slowly begin to walk your feet up to the top edge of the mat. There's absolutely no rush to arrive. When you're at the very top of the mat, soften the knees, let the weight rock forward. So think more of resting the abdomen on the thighs, less about stretching the hamstrings just yet. And then shake the head yes, shake the head no, shake the head maybe. And just let the crown of the head drop down toward the mat as the sit bones lightly tip up toward the ceiling. Catch opposite elbows here, and it might feel nice to simply stay still. Maybe you want to sway the torso side to side. Maybe you shake the head out a little bit more. And then just switch which elbows on top so you're holding the non-habitual way, the way that feels a little funky. And again, maybe you sway a little bit, maybe you shake the head out. Just see what you need in this moment. What is this moment asking for? And release the elbows. Keep the knees bent and the head heavy as you slowly start to roll up one vertebra at a time. That is the very last thing to arrive. When you have arrived, no rush. You'll shrug those shoulders up and back. And just let yourself find stillness, standing tall in Tadasana, mountain pose. Fingertips reach straight down, the palms spiral forward. Find a nice opening across the chest and then drop your chin toward your chest. Circle the right ear to the right shoulder and just pause, breathing into the left side of the neck and the top of that left shoulder. Bring your chin back to your chest, circling the left ear to the left shoulder. Make sure it was just the head that moved and the whole torso didn't come with you. And then bring your head back to center, chin to the chest. Bring the hands into prayer at the heart center. Inhale, lift your heart up toward your thumbs. Exhale, lift your chin away from your chest. Inhale, sweep those arms out and up. Catch your left wrist with the right hand. Reach up and over to the right side. Feel that left shoulder spiral open so that both shoulders and hips stay square to the front of the mat. Come back up through center, switch, catch your right wrist, reach up and over to the left. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Come back up through center, reach both arms up, high prayer. Draw your prayer through the midline, fold forward over the legs, let the breath go, let the head go completely. Inhaling to your flat back, lengthen the tailbone back, reach the crown of the head forward, step your right foot back to your low lunge. Deep breath in, left knees directly over the left ankle, downward dog as you exhale. Shift a little more weight into the legs, getting out of the wrists and the shoulders. Inhaling forward to plank. Slowly lower straight down to the mat. One solid piece meets the ground. Baby cobra, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Lower the forehead down to the mat, tuck the toes under, press up to plank, strong and steady. Downward dog as you exhale. Inhale the left leg up, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Lengthen the leg long, square the hips off, knee to the nose, shoulders right over your wrists, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose. Three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose, step the foot between the thumbs. Inhale, get a little bit longer through the spine. Exhale, straighten that left leg, folding forward. Inhaling to your low lunge, rebend the left knee over the left ankle. Exhale, straighten the left leg, pull that left hip in and back. Inhaling to your low lunge, get nice and long through the back body. Exhale, straighten that left leg. Try to keep the length in your back body. Rebend your left knee over the left ankle. Right foot meets the left at the top of the mat. Release over the legs here in Uttanasana. Sweep the arms out and up. High prayer. Reach up, look up. Exhale, prayer to the heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Catch the left wrist with the right hand. Reach up and over to the right side. Anchor into the outer edge of your left foot just a little bit more. Come back up through center, switch. Catch your right wrist. Reach up and over to the left side. Again, try to square both shoulders and hips to the front of the mat as best you can here. Come back up through center, reach up, look up, high prayer. Draw your prayer through the midline, folding forward over the legs. Just let everything go for a moment. Inhaling to your flat back, try to get your chest parallel to the ground. Step your left foot back to your low lunge. Deep breath in, reach that left heel back a little bit more if you can. Downward dog as you exhale. Inhale forward to plank. Slowly lower straight down to the mat. Both shoulders and hips meet the ground at the same time. Baby cobra, scoop the heart forward and up, rolling the shoulders open. Lower the forehead down to the mat. Tuck the toes under, press into all 10 toes, all 10 fingers. Plank pose, press the ground away. Downward dog as you exhale. Reaching the right leg up, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Lengthen the leg long, square those hips off, knee to the nose, shoulders come over the wrists, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose, fully present right here, right now, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose, step that foot between your thumbs. Inhale, getting longer through the spine. Exhale, straighten that right leg as much as you can, relax the shoulders. Inhale back to your low lunge. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Abdomen is spiraling over the top of that right thigh to square your hips. Inhaling back to your low lunge. Reach the heart a little bit farther forward if you can. Exhale, straighten that right leg. Weight is even on all 5 of your right toes. Rebend your right knee over the right ankle. Left foot meets the right at the top of the mat, folding over the legs in Uttanasana. Sweep the arms out and up, high prayer. Exhale, prayer to the heart center. Sitting into chair pose, Utkatasana. Right away, fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhaling to your flat back, right foot steps back, low lunge. Left foot meets it in plank pose, top of a push-up. Lower halfway down, chaturanga. Upward dog, come onto the tops of the feet, thighs and knees hover off the mat. Downward dog as you exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a full breath in here. Reaching the left leg up, three-legged dog, open the hip, bend the knee. Lengthen the leg long, square the hips, step the foot between your thumbs. Deep breath in, get a little bit longer through the spine. Right foot meets the left as you exhale, folding forward in Uttanasana. Sweep the arms out and up, high prayer as you reach up, look up. Exhale, prayer to the heart center. Sitting into chair pose, Utkatasana. Just one breath here, sit a little bit lower if you can. Don't hold yourself back. Fold over the legs, let it go. Inhaling to your flat back, reach as long as you can through both sides of the waist. Step the left foot back to your low lunge. Right foot meets it in plank pose. Lower halfway down, chaturanga. Upward dog as you inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Downward dog as you exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a full breath, present in this moment. Reach that right leg up, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Lengthen the leg long, square the hips. Step that right foot between your thumbs as you inhale. Get longer through the entire back body. Left foot meets the right as you exhale, folding over the legs. Let the breath go, let any thoughts go. Sweep the arms out and up, high prayer. Exhale, prayer to the heart center. Pause here for a moment. Come back to your breath. Can you invite yourself to stay truly present for just one breath, asking yourself, what does this moment need? What is this moment asking for? Sitting into chair pose, Utkatasana. Let the weight rock back into the heels, lift the heart, lift the gaze, stay engaged through the low abdominal muscles so that your low back stays protected. Can you sit just a little bit lower? It's okay if the answer is no. And release over the legs, let everything go here. Inhaling to your flat back, lengthening longer and longer through the entire back body. Step your right foot back to your low lunge. Left foot meets it in plank pose. Pause here. Notice right away, where does the mind go? What thoughts immediately start to pop up for you? Especially if this is uncomfortable, right? What is your habitual reaction? Is that you reacting to the present moment or just to stuff that's happened in the past before? One more breath in. Slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Take your time. Believe in your own strength. Don't doubt it. When you've arrived, find your baby cobra, lift the heart, lift the gaze, hover the palms off the mat, circle the hands behind your back, interlacing the fingers, and then reach your knuckles back. Try to lift your thumbs away from your seat. Keep pressing into the tops of the feet here. Inhale, can you lift a little bit higher with the chest? Slight tuck with your chin so that the back of the neck stays lengthened. One more breath here. And release down to the mat. Bring the hands right under the shoulders. Tuck your toes under. Press up to plank. Strong and steady. Downward dog as you exhale. Inhale forward to plank pose right away. Lowering chaturanga halfway down. Upward dog as you inhale. Really press the ground away with the palms. Downward dog as you exhale. Come back to the breath. Here you are in your down dog. Did you check out? Are you using this time to think about something that already happened or something that might happen in the future? Are you expecting something out of this moment or anticipating something? Everyone take a slow, deep breath in all together. Here we are. And let the breath go, emptying out completely. Reach that right leg up, three-legged dog. Step the foot between your thumbs. Rise up to your high lunge. Stack the shoulders right over the hips as you inhale. Straighten that right leg. Exhale, rebend the knee. Inhale, lift up out of the waist. Exhale, warrior two. Spin that left heel down. I'm shifting to mirror you. Extend long under the arms. Anchor into the back foot. Flip your right palm, peaceful warrior. Reach all the way up and back. Reach, reach, reach. Cartwheel the hands down to the mat inside of your right foot, and then walk the hands to the left as you straighten your right leg, coming into a wide straddle, Prasarita Padottanasana. Toes turn in just a touch more than the heels. Let the weight rock forward in the feet, and then anchor into the outer edges of your feet. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bend your right knee. Back up through center. Exhale, bend your left knee. Back up through center. Pause here. Let the crown of the head drop down. Let the sit bones tip up. And then walk your hands to the left. Frame your left foot in your low lunge. You're now facing the back of the mat. Step to plank pose. Lowering chaturanga. Upward dog as you inhale. Downward dog as you exhale. Deep breath in. Let all the breath go. Reaching the left leg up, three-legged dog. Step the foot between your thumbs. Rise up to your high lunge, a little bit of a different view, yes? As you inhale, straighten that left leg. Exhale, rebend the knee. Inhale, lift up out of the waist. Exhale, warrior two. Spin that right heel down. Left knee is bent over the left ankle and middle toe. Make sure the shoulders are right over the hips here as well. Flip your left palm, peaceful warrior. Reach all the way up and back. Nice long line through that whole left side waist. Cartwheel the hands down to the mat inside of your left foot. Walk your hands to the right as you straighten your left leg, coming back to that wide straddle, Prasarita Padottanasana. Toes are turning in just a touch more than the heels. Let the weight rock forward. Crown of the head drops down, maybe even finding the mat. Deep breath in here. As you exhale, bend your left knee. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, bend the right knee. Just a little range of motion here, getting into the hips and the legs a little more. Come back up through center. Just pause here. Maybe you rock the weight forward a little bit more. And then walk your hands to the right, coming back to face the top edge of your mat. Step to plank pose. Lowering chaturanga halfway down. Upward dog as you inhale. Downward dog as you exhale. Deep, deep breath in. And let all the breath go. Deep inhale. Let everything go as you exhale. Lift up high onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, gaze forward. Either walk or hop to the top of the mat. Flat back when you've arrived, lengthening nice and long through the spine. And release over the legs, let it all go. Sweep the arms out and up, high prayer as you reach up, look up. Exhale, prayer to the heart center. Take a slow, deep breath in, grounded on your own 2 feet. As you exhale, soften through the shoulders and the face. Sitting into chair pose, Utkatasana. Fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Circle the hands behind your back, interlace the fingers. Reach your knuckles toward the ceiling. Let the crown of the head drop down toward the mat. Keep the hands interlaced as you inhale, sit the hips back and down. Peel the torso away from the thighs. Yes, lift the heart and the gaze. Fold back over the legs, let the weight rock forward. Head drops heavy, knuckles lightly reach toward the ceiling. Sit those hips back and down. Lift the heart, lift the gaze, roll the shoulders open. Fold back over the legs, relax the jaw and the toes. One last time, sit those hips back and down. Lift the torso a little bit higher if you can, and then reach the arms up to frame your face. Fold over the legs, let all of that effort go. Inhaling to your flat back, left foot steps back to your low lunge. Right foot meets it in plank pose, top of the push-up. Pause here. Find your breath. Maybe close the eyes. Make sure you're not starting to drop the head or round the shoulders. Make sure the thoughts are not getting the best of you. Fully present. How do you stay in this moment with integrity? How do you respond to this moment with integrity? One more breath in. Slowly lower all the way down to the mat. One solid piece meets the ground. Baby cobra when you've arrived. Lift the heart, lift the gaze, and then lower the forehead down to the mat. Reach the arms long by your sides, palms face up. Walk the legs a little bit closer to one another and a little bit farther behind you. And then as you inhale, lift and lengthen everything away from the mat for Shalabhasana. Just the hip points are anchoring down, finding the back core muscles, strengthening the posture muscles, strengthening those low back muscles that so often get really tight or tender or sore. One more breath in and release down to the mat. Rest the right cheek down. It feels good to sway the hips a little bit, sway the hips. And then rest the opposite cheek down, just a little passive neck stretch here. Again, if it feels good to sway the hips, sway the hips. And then bring your forehead back down to the mat. Bring the palms under the shoulders, tips of your middle fingers in the same line as the tips of your shoulders. Tuck those toes under, press up to plank. Downward dog as you exhale. Inhale forward to plank right away, lowering chaturanga halfway down. Upward dog as you inhale, roll those shoulders open. Downward dog as you exhale, press the chest toward the tops of your thighs. Take a slow, deep breath in and let all the breath go. Inhale the right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale the foot between the thumbs. Rise up to your high lunge. Stack the shoulders right over the hips. As you inhale, straighten that right leg. Exhale, rebend the knee. Inhale, lift up out of the waist. Exhale, warrior two. Spin that left heel down. I'm shifting so that I'm mirroring you. Flip your right palm, peaceful warrior. Reach all the way up and back. Keep reaching back as you straighten your right leg. And then reach forward for triangle, Trikonasana. Right hand finds the right shin or ankle. Left arm is reaching straight up toward the ceiling. And then feel the upper back and the back of your head fall back toward your seat a little bit more. How's the breath? Where do you feel the weight in the feet in this moment? Can you press into the outer edges of both feet to activate those inner thighs? Peaceful warrior, bend your right knee, reach all the way up and back. Side angle, Parshvottanasana. You can bring that right forearm to the right thigh as the left arm sweeps overhead. Maybe you feel ready to bring the hand inside of the foot, right? Yogi's choice. As you inhale, lift up out of that right side waist a little bit more. And then as you exhale, can you wrap the chest and the shoulders toward the ceiling just a little more? Actively press into your back foot. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Gaze about 6 inches in front of your right pinky toe, and then walk that right hand forward, either on the mat or on a block, Ardha Chandrasana. Shift forward, lift that left leg. Flex the left foot. Try to get the outer edge of the heel and the hip in the same line. When you've got the shoulders and hips stacked, reach that left arm up toward the ceiling. Fully present. What happens if you lose your balance? What does the ego say or do? What happens if you nail your balance? And float back to your peaceful warrior, right? Ultimately, none of that truly matters. Cartwheel the hands down to the mat, spin to the ball of your left foot, and then lower that left knee down, untuck the toes, sweep the arms up to frame your face, Anjaneyasana. Circle the arms back behind you and then down to the mat. Tuck those left toes under, lift the left knee and thigh. Press back to your three-legged dog. Right leg reaches up and back. Open the hip, bend the knee. Lengthen the leg long, square the hips. Come forward to plank with the right toes still hovering. Maybe you lower chaturanga with those right toes still hovering. Both feet come onto the mat for your upward dog. We're all meeting back in downward dog. Keep in mind, just because I offer something up does not mean you have to take it, yes? If a three-legged vinyasa is not what you need today, forego it. Listen to your own breath and your own body in each moment. Reach that left leg up, three-legged dog. Step the foot between your thumbs. Rise on up to your high lunge as you inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, rebend the knee. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the gaze, drop those shoulders. Exhale, open to warrior two. Spin the back heel down. I'm shifting to mirror you here. Flip your left palm, peaceful warrior. Reach all the way up and back. Keep reaching back as you straighten your left leg. Reaching forward for triangle. Notice that moment where the torso wants to pitch forward of the thigh, right? Try to keep the left side of your rib cage stacked over that left thigh. As you inhale, get a little bit longer through both sides of the waist. As you exhale, can you allow the back body to fall back in space as if there was a wall right behind you? Relax the shoulders. Peaceful warrior, bend the left knee, reach all the way up and back. Side angle, Parshvottanasana. That left forearm can come to the thigh as the right arm sweeps overhead. Maybe you decide to bring that left hand inside of the foot for this first round, yogi's choice. Press into your back foot a little bit more. Lift your inner right thigh. And then wrap that left hip under you so that you can wrap the chest up toward the ceiling. Reach longer through the right arm without hiking up the shoulder. Bring that right hand to your right hip. Gaze about 6 inches in front of your left pinky toe. Walk those left fingertips forward. Ardha Chandrasana. Lift the right leg. Flex that right foot. You are in the same shape you were in for triangle. You just have one leg lifted. When you're ready, that right arm reaches toward the ceiling. Feel your inner left thigh wrap forward. Feel the left side of your waist get a little bit longer. How's the breath? How are the thoughts? What is this present moment for you with integrity? Even if the balance is completely gone out the window, yes, that's okay. Float back to your peaceful warrior. It's how you choose to be present with yourself in all of those moments. Cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Spin to the ball of your right foot. Lower that right knee down. Untuck the toes. Sweep the arms up. Anjaneyasana. Lift the heart. Lift the gaze. Circle the arms back behind you and down to the mat. Tuck those right toes under, lift the right knee and thigh, press back to your three-legged dog. Left leg reaches up and back. Come forward to plank, left toes are hovering. Chaturanga, left toes still hover. Both feet come onto the mat for your upward dog. Downward dog as you exhale. Come back to the breath. Maybe you choose to stay in downward dog. Maybe you choose to take a few breaths in child's pose, yes? Listen to your breath, listen to your body. What does this moment honestly need from you so that you are present, so that you are taking care of yourself? One more breath. If you're in child's pose and ready to meet us back in downward dog, come back to your downward dog. And then from your down dog, lift up high onto the balls of your feet, bend your knees, gaze forward, either walk or hop to the top of the mat, flat back when you've arrived, reach longer, 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 and release over the legs, let all of that go. Sweep the arms out and up, high prayer. Exhale, prayer to the heart center. Take a deep breath in from the soles of your feet all the way up to the crown of your head. As you exhale, let the breath travel back out of the body. Sitting into chair pose, Utkatasana. Last one, I promise. Sit a little bit lower if you can. Fold over the legs, let it all go. Inhaling to a flat back, reaching nice and long through the spine. Plant your palms, yogi's choice. You can step back to plank. If you want to jump back, jump to chaturanga so you're safe with your elbow joints. Coming into your upward dog. Downward dog as you exhale. Relax the jaw. Relax the tops of the shoulders. Inhale, reach that right leg up, three-legged dog, step the foot between your thumbs, rise up to your high lunge, back of the head and back of the pelvis come into the same alignment. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, rebend the knee. Inhale, lift up out of the waist even more. Warrior two, as you exhale, spin that left heel down. Flip your front palm, peaceful warrior, reach all the way up and back. Straighten your right leg, reaching forward for triangle, Trikonasana. Right hand finds the right shin or ankle, left arm's reaching straight up. And then spiral that left palm to face your back body. Wrap the left arm behind you, find the half bind. If you're working with any shoulder or neck injuries or binding isn't what you need, let the bind go, that's okay. If you have the bind, actively fall back into the support of that left forearm. Wrap the right side of your chest toward the ceiling as that left shoulder spirals open. Press into the back foot a little bit more. Keep the half bind if you have it. Peaceful warrior, bend your right knee, reach all the way up and back. Side angle, Parsvottanasana. Forearm can come to the thigh or that right hand can come inside of the foot. And then you decide if you've got the half bind, you can keep it. You can lose the binding, maybe no ego involved, just curiosity. You wrap that right arm under the right thigh to catch the left fingertips or wrist. Most important is that you don't start collapsing through the chest, right? Most important is that you're nice and open across the chest and the shoulders. And that might not happen with the full bind today. It might. See what happens. Release any binding you still have. Peaceful warrior, stay strong through that right leg. Ardha Chandrasana, launch forward. See what happens. Yes, maybe you wobble and bobble. Maybe you need to try again. And then you are welcome to keep that left leg extended. Maybe you bend the left knee and catch the top of the left foot or ankle for Chapasana variation. Wherever you are is enough. If you caught the foot, try to kick that shin back behind you a little bit more. How are you doing in this moment? Exactly as it is, without the ego saying, oh, good job, bad job. Release the foot if you caught it. Float back to your peaceful warrior. All that matters is that you showed up for yourself, yes? Cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Step to plank pose. You decide, vinyasa or downward dog. What do you need in this moment? We're all meeting back in downward dog. Take a deep breath in all together. And let the breath go all together. Reach the left leg up, three-legged dog. Step the foot between your thumbs. Rise up to your high lunge. Make sure you're not staring at the floor here. As you inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, re-bend the knee. Inhale, lift up out of the waist. Open to warrior two. As you exhale, spin that right heel down. Flip your left palm, peaceful warrior. Reach all the way up and back. Straighten your left leg. Feel the inner left thigh wrap forward. And then reach forward for triangle, Trikonasana. Wrap your hips under you. Spiral that right palm to face your back body. And then wrap that right arm behind you for the half bind. Again, if binding is not what you need or you're practicing with any injuries, let the bind go, that's okay. Fall back into that to the right forearm if you've got the bind. Press into the outer edge of your left foot a little bit more. How's the breath? Can you wrap the left side of your rib cage up toward the ceiling just a little bit more? And then if you've got the half bind, keep it for your peaceful warrior. Reach all the way up and back. Side angle, Parsvottanasana. Again, forearm can come to the thigh. Maybe it's available to bring that left hand inside of the left foot. You can let the binding go. You can stay with the half bind. Maybe you check out the full bind, wrapping that left arm under the left thigh to catch the right fingertips or wrist. Wherever you are, can you get longer through the left side waist and then press into your right foot even more? And then everyone try to wrap the left side of your rib cage toward the ceiling. Yes, most important piece is that you're staying open across the chest and the shoulders with or without the bind. Peaceful warrior, let go of any binding that you might still have. Ardha Chandrasana, shift forward, lift that right foot. See what happens, see what doesn't happen, be curious. And again, you are welcome to stay here. You're welcome to bend that right knee and catch the top of the right foot for Chapasana variation. Relax the shoulders, relax the face, relax any thoughts about what this moment should be like and just be in it. Even if it's messy, even if it's not what you had planned or expected or wanted, yes. You caught the right foot, let it go. And then float back to your peaceful warrior. Reach all the way up and back. Maybe you clunked back like I just did. Yes, it's all good. Cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Step to plank pose. You decide, vinyasa or downward dog. What does this moment ask for? Don't just hit autopilot. Don't just assume, right? Really checking in moment to moment. How do I stay in this moment present with integrity? One more breath in here in your downward dog. Inhale forward to plank pose. Slowly, slowly lower all the way down to the mat. One solid piece meets the ground. Reach the arms long by your sides, palms face up. Walk the legs closer to one another and farther behind you. And then as you inhale, lift and lengthen everything away from the mat for Shalabhasana. Just those hip points are anchored down. Welcome to interlace the hands behind your back if you would like to. Welcome to leave those hands long by your sides. One more breath in, see if you can lift just a little bit higher and release down to the mat. From here, flip onto your back. Doesn't have to be graceful, doesn't have to be smooth, yes. And then once you're on your back, Set yourself up for bridge. So you're gonna plant the feet on the mat. Knees are pointing toward the ceiling. The heels are in the same line as your sit bones. Fingertips are reaching toward the heels, maybe even grazing the heels. Pressing into all 10 toes and both heels. Inhale, lift the hips on up for bridge. Feel those inner thighs wrap in and down. Scoop the shoulder blades underneath you. If it is accessible, interlace the hands. If not, you press the palms down. Perfectly okay. One more breath in. See if you can lift a little bit higher. If you interlace the hands, let them go and slowly lower down, one vertebra at a time. Step the feet mat width apart. Let the knees and inner thighs drop together. Right hand to the chest, left hand to the low belly. And just pause, breathe in the stillness. Notice if the stillness is really hard for you, if you're wanting to fidget, either physically or mentally. Not judging, just observing, yes. Or maybe the stillness is really welcomed and you've been waiting for this. Taking one more back bend here. Bring the hands down, heel toe the feet back to your midline. Pressing into all 10 toes. Make sure those heels and sit bones are aligned as you inhale. Lift the hips on up for bridge. Scoop the shoulder blades underneath you. If you're interlacing the hands, try to interlace them with the non-habitual thumb on top. Pressing the palms down is perfectly okay as well. If interlacing the hands isn't going to happen, you can stay here, or maybe you lift that right foot up toward the ceiling. If you lifted the right leg, notice if the hips got wonky, right? Peek down, try to level off those hips. If you lifted the right leg, bend it and place it back down. Everyone lift the hips a little bit higher, and then if you're doing so, lift that left leg. Again, especially if the left leg is lifted, peek down at the hips. Did they start to tip to one side or the other? Can you even out the hips? And if that left leg is lifted, bend it, place it down. Everybody inhale, lift the hips even higher. Exhale, release the hands. If they're interlaced, slowly lower down one vertebra at a time. Step the feet mat width apart, knees and inner thighs drop together. Right hand to the chest, left hand to the low abdomen. Drop into the breath. Feel your back body supported by the ground beneath you. Welcome to windshield wipe the knees side to side here if that feels good for you. Welcome to stay still too. If you're windshield wiping the knees, when you're even on both sides, come back to center. And then everyone hug the knees into your chest. Let the low back release. Let the shoulders melt open. And let the knees fall to the right side. Try to keep those knees belly button height, maybe a touch higher. Reach the left arm out from the left shoulder. Really scoop that left shoulder under you and then either look over the left fingertips or up toward the ceiling. Notice where you physically feel the breath in this moment. Can you bring the awareness to the breath? The thoughts are going to come. Just allow the thoughts to surface and then give yourself permission to come right back to the breath. Bring the knees up through center and then let the knees fall to the left. Reach that right arm out from the right shoulder. Try to wrap the right shoulder under you and down toward the ground. Looking either over the right fingertips or up at the ceiling, depending on what feels best for your neck. Breathing evenly into both sides of the torso here. And bring that right hand to meet you on the left side. Press yourself on up to sit. Bringing the soles of your feet together, let the knees swell open, allowing the heels to be pretty far in front of you, a nice wide diamond shape. and then round straight forward, bringing your forehead to the tops of the feet or as close as it will come, allowing the hips to just melt open, relax the shoulders. You are literally looking inward toward yourself here. Use this moment to check in. Use this moment to just acknowledge where you are at mentally and emotionally. Notice the physical sensations without judging them. Notice the quality of your breath. Slowly come back up to sit. Draw the knees together. Scooting toward the top edge of the mat so there's space behind you. Slowly lower all the way down, one vertebra at a time. Hugging the knees into the chest one last time. If you want to take a happy baby, go for it. Grabbing the outer edges of the feet, the ankles, or maybe the shins. That feels good to rock a little bit side to side. Let yourself do so. And then as you are ready, begin to settle into Shavasana, your final resting pose. The legs are lengthened long on the mat, as wide as the mat, feet flop open. Hands are by your sides, palms face up. Allowing the eyes to float closed. Finding stillness physically and mentally. Allowing the efforts of your practice to soak in. Remember that no effort, no matter how small or how large, is ever wasted. Practice can be understood as a willingness to return to the reality of this very moment. That is, to observe with dispassion and clarity exactly what is right now. Let your next breath be a little bit deeper. Bring some gentle movements into the fingers and toes. Gently nod the head side to side. Bending the knees one at a time, slide the feet onto the mat. Reaching the arms long overhead to stretch through the torso. Gently roll to your right side into fetal position. pressing into your top hand, coming back to your cross-legged seat, Sukhasana. Finding stillness with the eyes closed when you've arrived. Bringing the palms together in prayer at the heart center. Lift the heart up toward the thumbs. Sealing practice with one Om together. The best within me bows to the best within you. Namaste.